Hello, hello, hello. How we doing today, my friends? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another live, to the pre-match and watch along for United versus Leeds in Dublin, Ireland. It looks to be a fine day out there. We've got Ghost Me live on the ground, in and on location. Behind the scenes and all that, which is absolutely brilliant. Interesting squad and lineup. We'll talk about that in a moment. Some notable absences, some obviously specifically for purely purposes of just arriving, others on the basis of, potential injuries, minutes management, and things like that. So we'll definitely be talking about all of that. Lovely sweater. Yeah, it's not sweater weather. It's 90 plus degrees Fahrenheit right now. However, I had some meetings and things to do, and I thought I needed to. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy day. I've had a busy day, and I was trying to look a little more professional ahead of this. So we'll be sticking with the sweater. Besides this, the game, has there been any real news? I'm going to pull up the lineup here in a moment. We'll talk about the match. Obviously, we've got footage of players arriving from on the ground here. Hold on here. Let me just let me get this up there. Now this is all our own on the ground footage. On the ground footage. From Croke Park here, players arriving. So this is our man. You can see all the guys arriving here. Good stuff, exciting stuff. So yeah, it's a good times. Good times. We are present. We are Muppeteer certified, present on the ground. Or at least if it's not me, this year we'll get somebody else, fortunately, out there to do that. Which is cool. So there will be videos after this later on showing that will have some more stuff behind the scenes. It's pronounced Crow Park. Well, see, people were asking me the other day. People were giving me a hard time about pronouncing something that sounds exactly like it's spelled yesterday. And now you're giving me a hard time that I'm supposed to know that it's completely different than how it's spelled. So, you guys just need to sort it out. You just need to sort it out. Just sort it out. Just sort your stuff out. Why is Crow not pronounced the way it's spelled, like Russell Crowe? Why is there a K in there? Why is there a K in there? Okay? Why is Kildare pronounced exactly as it sounds, but then Croak is Crow? Sort it out. It's not my fault. It's your guys' language that's messed up, okay? It's not me. Sort it out. Sort it out. Sort it out among yourselves. Why is it not Russell Croak? Anyway, let's take a look at the lineups, and then we'll talk about any sort of news and things. This is, I believe, the lineup and how we should expect it to be laid out here. I imagine it'll be Ahmad similarly to Shea Lacey in the middle. However, it very easily could be like this, right? Because it kind of falls into that 4-4-2. Could definitely very easily be Mbumo and Xerxes combining up front. In fact, the more I think about it, the more it's probably like this. I think that would be, I think this would be the more likely lineup. Now that I think about it, he tends to prefer obviously Xerxes and Mbumo as a kind of a combination up front. But at the same time, if we looked at the first game, it was here with Shea Lacey, who kind of ended up playing up front with Xerxes with Mbumo out wide. So that we don't know. It could be either or in that respect. If he's taking the pure Shea Lacey role, it'll be like this. If we're keeping Mbumo in the central position, it will be like this. I would almost think it is going to be Mbumo in a central position simply because, of course, one notable absence, Benjamin Šeško, still not available, as we know, not available at all for today. But yeah, I love the back four in the sense of getting Yoro and Heaven some more minutes. We do have a few questions, a few concerning things here. Once again, Patrick Dorgu playing up front rather than ever getting a chance at left back. I think we know we need a damn left back and that it is not going to be Patrick Dorgu. The midfield is as expected because there are notable absences. Kabi Mainu obviously just arrived, so, you know, maybe he could have been in the squad, but essentially not in the squad. Marcus Rashford, not in the squad as of yet, again, just arrived. Lisandro Martinez, not in the squad as of yet, just arrived. But there are a few others. Obviously, Benjamin Šeško, Maguire, and Mount, both out of the squad. And this is my greatest fear. I know people are worried about the midfield. We still have Kabi Mainu to return. Bruno on the bench. He will be starting. Tielemans on the bench. We've got options here. Here's the problem. How many center backs do we have on the bench today? How many center backs do we have on the bench today? Senior center backs on the bench today. Zilch, nada, zero. I don't know other words for zero in other language. 0 players on the bench today from a center back situation. Yes, Maguire is rested in terms of minutes managed because he needs his minutes managed. That means any 2-a-week games, you cannot count on Maguire, which is fine, but just recognize that his availability is going to be 50% of the season. So earlier ahead of summer, I did a video kind of calculating our math on the center backs. And I said, I know it looks like we have 5, but in reality, we have 3. And that's how I feel. Lisandro Martinez will be, we know the injury issues that he has in general. I think it'll be 50% availability for him at best. It's been less than that over the last 4 years. Maguire, 50% availability. Whether he's injured or not, we just have to manage his minutes. That gives you 1 center back, and De Ligt still not obviously with the team and playing. Maybe he'll come back at some point. Obviously he will. At some point, we'll see how much involvement he gets. Yoro and Heaven. Yoro and Heaven, we're going to get, you can't expect them to be 100% available. We've got a problem with senior center backs here. I think we're going to have a bigger problem in availability when all this yap we've had the last couple of days about the midfield numbers. I think the center back is a much, much bigger concern there in terms of availability of players. Obviously, yes, we are managing our minutes for Maguire. Obviously, Lisandro is back. But just historically, you can be sure. It's not a one-off thing. It's not any of that. Historically, you can be sure Maguire won't play 2 games a week. You have to give him a game off. He was generally being managed even when we were playing 2 games a week. His minutes were being managed. Same goes for Lisandro Martinez. So I think that is a bigger issue than the midfield in terms of the numbers, frankly, because Bruno will play a ton. Santos is a very robust. Tielemans is, I know he had some injuries last year, but I think that'll be fine. Kabi didn't have injury issues last year, only had the 1. He should be fairly robust. Mount, obviously not going to play a ton. I do actually think we have more available. If I did the math, I would bet you $50 that we have more available minutes in the midfield than the center back position, just for what it's worth. That's my feeling on the matter. I understand that people are just being rested and all of that for now, but I'm telling you, I almost guarantee we have more minutes available in the midfield than we do at center back right now. And if we add a young player like Lewis Page, I think we'll be okay. Mazraoui, yeah, but you're Robin. In Mazraoui's not available right now either. But Shaw could almost become a center back, but only if we buy another fullback. And then you're still saying Shaw has to be available all the time. Mazraoui, same thing. You're taking him from a right back position. So, yeah, that is an interesting one. I think buying I would still hope somehow we get a center back this summer, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But still, though, the warning bells are going off. The warning bells are going off. They are. It's not about it just being preseason, man. You can keep repeating that over and over. I read it. It's not about it just being preseason. it's the fact that you have to rest them that much in preseason is a question here, because you know that they don't have the availability for the whole season, and historically we have that data as well. But still, a couple of other notable people who are in the squad for the first time that we may get a look at as well. Hold on, let me pull it up here. So we don't get to see Rashford on the pitch today, or Cobby. A couple notable individuals who are in the squad as well for the first time, which you may not be able to read, but JJ Gabriel's back in the squad. Keenan Thompson in the squad as well. So he hasn't been. That seems like that'll be our first chance at seeing Keenan Thompson. Lamans is obviously back. Cunha and Tielemans as well on the bench. So I think the first involvements for quite a few people today. So we should ideally get to see maybe some minutes for Keenan Thompson. My big hope for this game is that we will get a few minutes at the start of the season. Start of the second half. We'll get some run at the start of the second half of Santos, Bruno, Tielemans, which will very likely be our first choice midfield starting the season at the least. Whether that's our midfield for the long haul is a totally different question. But I think that is the most likely starting point for our midfield to start the season. Mason Mount being managed once again. We'll see if he's available for the weekend. If it's if he hasn't been training at all, then it's obviously a little bit more than precautionary. It is if it's precautionary, he'd probably be training. So precautionary in that may be a more severe injury, but we'll have to see there. So yeah, it's a kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting. Just gone dark here. Total eclipse. You guys have an eclipse over there? I think we have one. Well, we wouldn't have one over here, would we? It wouldn't be the same. James Trafford's in the Leeds squad, indeed. Yeah, right. He was set to be in the. He's their new signing.
Paul Scholes, by the way, what an op-ed.
What did he say, by the way? I actually don't know. What did he say? I didn't follow that. I kind of shut off all of the nonsense that they were saying quite a while ago because I started to just go, come on, man, this is pretty ridiculous. I don't want to, just says sort of nonsense stuff. I did not bring in PJ yet. Let me message him. I think it should hopefully all be set up that he could join in when we want to at some point, but I'll send him a message. Yeah, if you missed it, this is the lineup. I'm hoping second half, right, that we get like a Cunha in here, maybe Cunha up front or for Xerxes or something. That would be kind of cool. That we get Tielemans in. Actually, it'll be Bruno coming on for one of these as well, won't it? But yeah, I'm really just hoping for Tielemans, Bruno, and Cunha to get on before we sub everybody else off. That would be pretty cool. That's what I'm hoping for out of this game, certainly. What are you guys hoping for seeing here? What do you hope for in this game? Obviously, it's a little bit of a different one. All right, PJ is going to join us from the ground in just a couple of minutes here, okay? Mainu, Rashford, and Martinez should be in the squad at the weekend. Okay. 30-minute warning. Sheshko is there, just not in the squad as of yet. On our feed, there's a lot of stuff. You'll see warm-ups, pictures, all sorts of stuff from the press area where our man PJ is, but he'll hopefully be calling in a second as well. Hopefully this works. Happened to Mazraoui? I don't know. Yeah, JJ Gabriel's there as well. I saw there was a little bit of news as well on what was their news on? There was one story about Lamine Camara, but that's a tough one, you know, that kind of link, because I'm not sure it was particularly a valid link in that respect. It seemed a little bit opportunistic in that way, if you know what I mean. Just like suddenly Lamine Camara we're being linked to. Don't know. There was a lot more talk about Miles Lewis Skelly overnight. Did you guys notice that? There was a lot more talk about Miles Lewis Skelly, where perhaps United are considering it. I think that my opinion on this, semi-informed opinion, but my opinion nonetheless, he has been an option for United. But obviously he says he wants to stay. Arsenal are saying they don't know anything about him being offered around. That's probably not true. Intermediaries working on behalf and things like that. I would also say that for United's standpoint, they're not going to be interested at that price point of 60 million, but they definitely have carried an interest in the player. And you've seen a lot more talk about, the potential of him being able to cover both positions, midfield as well as left back. You know, obviously Lewis Hall being the priority, but still a very difficult deal to do. Midfield and left back. I think Laurie and others also confirmed one other exclusivo from myself for months now that we've been considering Eduardo Camavinga for the same reasons. Let me see what's going on here. Let me start this collab cam. Let's see where we're at here. Let's see if we get PJ in there. How you doing, my friend? You're here?
Hello.
Can you guys hear and see PJ? Let me make sure as well that they can, but you should be able. It should be coming through all right.
It is quite loud in here, in case you can't tell.
Yes.
The music is getting louder outside. They're announcing the teams, but so
nice.
far, great, absolutely great. I'm in the press zone here. It's pretty empty now because everything's getting just a little bit more exciting outside. But I think the big talking point really is obviously the team, and maybe there's a few players not in the squad that I think maybe some fans were expecting. But look, realistically, the likes of Maynard, the likes of Rashford, they were never going to be in this quick. Like they're still coming back off a World Cup. I'm after talking to Keris Jones from The Athletic, about the fact that, look, there is ring rust in terms of some of these World Cup players. That video and more will be up after this once I get a chance to stop soaking all this in and actually edit it. But I think, look, the atmosphere here is really good. There's 80-odd thousand people. 82,300 sold. You're looking at least 80,000 showing up. It's slowly filling up out there now. I don't know what it looks like on MUTV, but the Leeds fans are in full voice in the hill. And the view from the top of the Hogan stand is pretty damn good. So we'll just we'll enjoy it. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, again, some of these partnerships that we've been talking about in pre-season, how will we look against Hull? That's the big question. And I think we're going to see part of that tonight. Certainly this first half, we should see some of it. But the temperature is a big factor. It was very warm today. The shadows just coming across the pitch, but I still think there's going to be a few minutes here where you'll see the likes of younger players coming in towards the end just to give a little bit of a break. But yeah, it should be a good game, and it's a odd one for Carl Darlow. It's his first time in the United squad, and it just happens to be against Leeds. So
right.
I'm sure that makes it a little bit weirder for him as well.
Yeah, you think we'll get unofficial water breaks during this game? We have done those in preseason before.
No, I don't think that would be a thing. We don't do this. We don't do that kind of thing in Ireland. That's for the Americans.
Yeah. Well, thank you, PJ. It's exciting. It looks good. It looks like a great venue, and I'm sure you'll be enjoying yourself and picking up a lot of good content for later.
Yeah, and it's great just doing it in a place where Mayo won in All Ireland just a few weeks ago. So it's very sweet being on this side of it now compared to the other side a few weeks ago.
Yeah, indeed. All right, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll talk again soon. See you, bud. Bye. All right. Well, there you go. Our man right on the ground there. Thank you, PJ, for the announcements and the thoughts from in the position there. That was great. Appreciate that very much. That was awesome. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy that we're able to do that, where usually when I've been out there, obviously on the tour, I haven't been able to do lives during and before the matches. I've just done the videos and before and after kind of vlogs, but we will be getting all of that as well from PJ. It will be putting together something for afterwards, sort of a whole behind the scenes kind of vlog of the whole thing. As well, there's some exciting, interesting conversations and interviews that'll have coming out
Rob
as
Dawson
well.
Has shut the clown today on his own channel, cool face emoji.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rob. We've done a few videos in the past. I probably need to ask him again to catch up and do another one here shortly. But Rob gave some really good explanations as to, United's overall perspective on the window, perspective on transfers, perspective on financials, perspective on all of that kind of stuff, which I think was very, very insightful as well. He obviously talked about, the situation of, why we don't want to get into these conversations and races of just offering the massive fees and wages to all these players just to compete with City, because it's not where we're at and it's not what we can do at this point in time. He gave a pretty decent explanation as to why we maybe didn't go for Lewis Hall at the start of the window, where when midfield was our priority, we would look at it and go, well, if we spent the bulk of our budget or a big significant chunk of our budget at the start of the window, you probably have people sitting here going, what the hell, how'd you spend all of this money and we haven't actually addressed the midfield? Or it would have made it harder to get multiple midfielders in. Because remember, of course, at the time, we had Ederson locked up on a cheaper deal, but we were looking for a bigger player at that point. So it would have been easy to just say, get Lewis Hall done, but then we wouldn't have really been able to get in the deals for, we wouldn't have been able to even be in the conversation for some of the deals we didn't even get done. So it kind of makes sense. And again, unfortunately, the overall financial scene at United is not particularly great. He also talked about how there are things we were hoping to have in terms of sales in March that we don't have now. As I've said, we did plan a lot of our budget on the basis of Marcus Rashford leaving. It is a huge shock to everyone. I mean, to literally everyone that Rashford has not left. Rashford, everybody. And obviously he's welcomed back and he's here, he's playing, he's going to be playing soon. He's not playing yet, obviously, but, Rio was obviously out there, did some videos talking about Rashford, his application. And look, people are going to go, oh, it's PR, fine, whatever, right? Fact of the matter is, Marcus Rashford, I think the time away done very well for him. He's always been an excellent trainer, for what it's worth. Always something stated that Marcus Rashford was always one of the top applicators in training, bar a very small period of time when things kind of went bad. But, clearly, United are, that was an unexpected thing. I've seen this from Laurie, from Andy Mitten, from a million people, Simon Stone, all that kind of stuff, where, all the indications were that it was done in that respect. Barcelona gave indications to United that they intended to trigger the option. They gave strong indications to Marcus Rashford that they would trigger the option, So yeah, Barcelona, obviously it wasn't an obligation and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, there's not much we can do about it because it was the best deal on the table that suited both him and us. Obviously the previous season, We had loaned him out to Aston Villa. There was no buy option there. Most clubs that we were looking at for loans didn't want buy options at all, simply because, the size of the contract and all that. So there's nothing much we can do about it, but certainly that was a factor. And we, frankly, we just have to hope that Rashford has a good season here and is equivalent of buying another player, because then it adds a senior player to the squad, and that's got to be our hope for everybody. So it's interesting on that front. Now, we were talking about Miles Lewis-Skelly, and I was mentioning that, we have certainly had an interest in him, same as Camavinga, these flexible players that could potentially cover both sides of it. We've made inquiries on Camavinga. We've had multiple sequences of dialogue on Miles Lewis-Skelly. But I did share this on Camavinga a month ago, 2 months ago, even 3 months ago, that he could become an option. In fact, Camavinga was on my list from February. And I remember it being stated that it was only Tielemans that we were looking at. Not true. We were looking at Camavinga. We have inquired over the course of multiple months over his situation, in addition to Tielemans. Jesus Christ. Obviously that hasn't gone anywhere in that, that hasn't gone anywhere in that at that point in time. Both Camavinga doesn't want to leave. Lewis-Skelly doesn't necessarily want to leave, but Arsenal are obviously trying to push some players to the door. So we'll have to wait, to be honest. We'll have to wait on that. I don't know that those are possible, because they don't want to join us at this point in time. But we have inquired. We have looked into them. And it's not, again, it's a different thing than they don't want to join us. Technically, none of them are against joining us. That's the indications we've had from conversations and things. But they don't want to leave their current club. So there's two different kind of conversations. They're happy to join us if they were to leave their current club, but they don't want to leave their current club, which is basically the same problem, just worded a little bit differently. Either way, it represents a situation that is, unfortunately for us, very, very difficult to deal with. So, but I do think that as we move towards the end of this market in the last few weeks, these things can change. These players who are set to not play. I mean, if we look at last year, we had players in the bomb squad. We don't have a bomb squad this season. Most clubs can't really do a bomb squad anymore. But generally, as you get towards the start of the season, player gets left out of the squad. They're made aware of that in the week leading up to the Premier League opener. They're left out of the squad. They're not a part of it. And suddenly they go, uh-oh, shit just got real. I might not actually be a part of playing football this season if I do not consider a move. And sometimes those things happen. So I don't think that we are necessarily sitting on our hands and waiting for that. But I'll tell you what I think is going on. I do believe that besides Lewis Page, that's what we're waiting for in the midfield. We have probably a deal there that is potentially able to be done for Lewis Page. And I would say within the next week, we will either execute that or we will hope to see one of these other options come back to the forefront moving forward. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we very likely at this point have our fallback option in Lewis Page as a deal we can do within the next few days or week if we want. And we very likely also have a first choice or a more higher up the list choice midfielder, or multiple in these options of like a Lewis-Skelly, Camavinga, or even others out there where we're still saying, okay, let's just see if the circumstances change over the next week or so. And if not, we'll move towards the next one. And I disagree with that being a hope and see strategy. Sometimes that's what you got to do. At the end of the day, most clubs have not made a ton of transfers this summer, bar Tottenham. If you look at the Premier League, and a lot of them are seemingly waiting till the final weeks of the window as well. But again, from the outside, you don't see that. When you're not a City fan, you don't see that most of their transfers are still hung up on this Rodri situation, which still is yet to be resolved. and they don't have actually these other purchases done, despite us hearing about them constantly. They're not actually done. So are they in the wait and see? Yep. It went from one to another, to another, to another, and they're not even done. Same goes for so many others. So same on that left-hand side. I would imagine at this point we do have our backup option kind of nailed down there, as I really do believe we intend to get a left back in the summer. Maybe it is Anthony Robinson, and we are perhaps looking for potentially, we'll obviously sit the Lewis Hall and Lewis Skelly and Kamavinga situations are all sort of affecting both of these kinds of positions as well. So, yeah, let's see what happens here, right? At the end of the day, yeah, there's risk in it. It's in essence, a shorter activity period due to the World Cup as well, with how that has interfered with the summer overall. So it's not a surprise that a lot of stuff ends up being late in the window. But it's the 12th. We've got 19 days left. I think we do have our strategy for the rest of the window pretty well nailed down now, in terms of our options that we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see if they can come through, see if they push, see if as the season kicks off, they go, you know what? Oh shit. When does La Liga kick off? You start looking and saying, is Kamavinga included in the squad? Does Tchouaméni's contract ever get announced? The Schrodinger's contract over there for Tchouaméni, does it ever get announced? You start looking at, well, Lewis Skelly, does he get included? You start looking at that kind of stuff, and that all is going to happen within the next week or so. I believe that we will see activity after today's game, not like tonight, you know what I mean? But in the days that follow today's game and up through this weekend, I think we will have a much better idea of what we intend to do for the rest of the window. But given the time, I think it's going to come out of a flash. This week, La Liga starts, right? It kicks off this weekend. So I expect, we're going to get some answers there, some final answers on maybe some ideas or options we've had out there. I also think that, again, that when we'll see as well about some of these others once they're done with their little preseason tours as well, like Newcastle, like some others, they're settled in, ready for the season. We'll see what goes on that front, same as Arsenal. So, look, we'll talk about this more after the game, certainly, but I think people we're just going to have to wait. If they blow it and they don't get anybody else in the next, before the end of the window, then obviously we're all going to sit and say it's a disappointment. I think we have a better squad than we had, and we have a much more balanced squad, but certainly it would be a disappointment if we don't get another one or two players coming in significantly. But I think we are prepared to where we definitely can get a couple of players in. It's just a question of, again, like we discussed the other day, is it going to be both two kind of young options, or will it be at least one more senior established option in one of these positions? And could there be some surprises?
You can afford Tchouaméni or Kamavinga? They'll be on 250
we can, though.
plus or won't be willing to join, and a huge transfer fee.
The problem, again, is not necessarily the fee. The problem is oftentimes as well is, again, also the breakdown of the fee. One of the positives of working with Real Madrid and Chelsea, specifically, there's a few clubs that are easy to work with where United have good relationships and financially they don't have that issue, is that you can pay it over time. Are they going to happen? I don't think so, but I don't think the finances on those are the problem, as we can spread that fee out pretty significantly over time. We definitely can. So that is a little bit less of a concern for me at this point in time on that part of it. Again, we have the transfer fee space is fine. The cash is a problem. It's definitely a problem. It's maybe a worse problem. There was a graph I saw the other day that really showed the type of problem that we have from a cash perspective. One of the things I really don't want to say that is that if we don't do much more business this summer, like let's say we get one more deal in, 50, 60 million, and we end up with a net spend of about 100. We owe so much in transfers right now. You will see and I don't always include transfer debt in our debt because it's different, it's more operational. You will see after this year our debt crash. After being climbing for 4 or 5 years in a row, you will actually see our debt load, free cash available, increase dramatically. And obviously they are thinking with that if it's not a sure thing, they'd rather see the financial debt load decrease significantly and their free cash available improve significantly for the future. I know people don't want to hear that or talk about it in that way. I get that. I understand, but that is also the truth. Our biggest chunk of, half our transfer fees practically outgoing have been due now, like within this few month period. It is a massive amount. 187 million due shortly in transfer fees. We will end up in a situation very likely where our overall free cash flow and debts owed and all that by the end of this coming season drops significantly to a much better situation. Doesn't mean they're not going to spend, doesn't mean they won't get any players in, and that doesn't necessarily excuse it, but what it does mean is that they really don't want to front a lot of cash without being seriously convinced of the players, right? That's kind of the idea. And then you also have to look at next year. We have almost another huge wave of potential departures in Maguire, Lissandro, Shaw, even Bruno, contracts ending necessarily. We have options in there to extend, but then we're also down to lower years for Marcus Rashford, a year left, Onana, a year left. There's other deals of players who are still on our books we could probably actually get rid of next year. So obviously that's a part of their thinking. It would be a little scary in that respect, but that is very, very clearly a part of their thinking this summer. An understandable one too, because to a degree, are they going to hedge their bets on, we got good players in at good prices and have done enough without making big mistakes to continue to consolidate gains. We've heard that word before, stay in Champions League. That's what they're going to be looking at as well. If that works, then it is a huge win in terms of the overall payoff for the club's stability. If it doesn't, then it's obviously, you might see some, would you see heads roll? I don't know, but certainly the pressure would be mounting on people making those kinds of calls. No doubt about that. But we will make more signings before the window is over. That much I'm absolutely certain of. So don't take it as a, don't take this statement as like we're not going to sign anymore or anything like that. We will, and we fully intend to. Just that sort of the lay of the land. And I have trouble explaining this, and I have trouble getting it across to people. I think I've done well here in doing that. But I really do want to explain it, in a proper way that people can just understand the thinking. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, game is about to start. I haven't even opened up MUTV. Apologies. I need to get my game going here so that I'm not screwed. There we go. Nice. Eric playing Amos today to tell Wilcox that his backup left back is Amos get hall now. Yeah, look, I think Carrick has continued to make it very, very clear that he sees Patrick Dorgu as a forward. Watch Amos be a winger and Dorgu a fullback today, just like out of the blue. No, but he keeps making that kind of signal very clear. And I don't think it's a signal to the hierarchy. It's just actually how he sees the football, that he sees Dorgu in that kind of position. And so obviously he's going to keep playing him in the position that he sees him in. We signed Anton Stack from Leeds today. Would be nice. That would be nice. What's on my here? So yeah, there's some warm-ups on my feed, all that kind of stuff. I'm checking my own Twitter today to see what PJ's got cooking. I forgot that Daniel Fark is their coach. I don't know why I forgot that. Oh, excuse me, Daniel Farrow. The K's are now all silent in every language.
So we are gambling? Oh, I forgot we sponsored by Bitway.
Good joke. I will take that tongue-in-cheek, Iraqi. I will take that as a tongue-in-cheek comment. Okay. Good joke. I like it. I like it. Well done. Well done. Farke is the third longest standing manager in the Premier League. That's insane. It's a massive turnover. I mean, City, new coach. Us, new coach. Chelsea, new coach. Villa's not. Liverpool, new coach. Spurs, new coach. Palace, new coach. Bournemouth, new coach. Brentford, same coach, but changed last year. Oh, crap. You know, I forgot to share something, guys. I forgot to show something. But if you are a member of the... It's going to be more important later. But if you are a member of the Patreon, go in and put your predictions. For right now, the prize is just for preseason. It's just for fun. But for Patreons, we will be running a competition every single month with giveaways. Free to enter if you're a Patreon. It's not paid competition. It's just if you're a Patreon, free to enter. You get access on the websites to some behind-the-scenes updates, stats, things like that as well. But also, we will be doing this competition where you predict the score every week and a goal scorer, and you accumulate points. And over the course of each month, we will do prizes, giveaways, actual United stuff. And then over the course of the season, we'll be doing some bigger ones. But yeah, if you are a Patreon, make sure to get your predictions in. I'm still testing it, just making sure everything works before the season kicks off. If we don't win this critical match, I'm Carrick out. Well, do you remember our last game under Carrick against Leeds? That was brutal. For what it's worth. That was quite brutal, wasn't it? That was, I think, our worst game under Carrick in any facet of anything. Am I giving the sweater away? Do you want it? Where did I get this from? It's a nice sweater. Where does it say it's from? Of course, it's Abercrombie, right? Where I buy all my clothes. Yeah, I shouldn't have second guessed myself. Oh crap! It's kicked off. Apologies. Oops. Let me get my clock set up for you guys here. One moment. Hello? I need to see the clock on the screen. All right, there we go. Hey, yo. Make sure everything's working for us here, and we're off to the races. So let's go. Full house in Dublin, indeed, indeed. Very exciting. Okay, so it is Mbumo and Xerxes centrally with Ahmad out wide to the right, Dorgu on the left, Santos, Fletcher in the middle. Otherwise, it's all as expected, right? A little more serious. You can bet that Leeds are going to be taking this game a little more serious, in my opinion. What? Rocky Balboa? Oh yeah, Leeds are playing us today already, you know? We always play a bit of a 4-4-2 shape out of possession, so and is Dane James still at the club? I don't think so. Nice. Okay. Santos, great touch. Dorgu, not a great touch. This is a really, really, really big ground. Yes, my clock should be lined up. Now, remember, I have some delay to you guys. Excuse me. So it's going to look like I'm much further behind by 15, 20 seconds. I'm not. But yes, my clock is lined up with what's on my screen. And then there's obviously a delay between me and you guys for what it's worth. But I would ask that you attempt in the chat to not spoil past our to the clock that you see so that it doesn't ruin it for other viewers. Leeds are playing through us. This isn't good. He likes Dan James. I like Dan James too, to be honest. I'm a big fan. Not like in terms of he's good enough for United, but I actually think he was a decent contributor. You know, did some a nice little player, not one that not a failure. He was fine. He was fine, and we ended up selling him for more than we bought him. So all in all, I would consider him a successful transfer. It worked out pretty well. Yeah, we do usually start a little bit slow in these, indeed. I mean, we haven't touched the ball yet. The fans are going to get anxious in a minute. Press. Nice. Santos. Good tackle. Good carry. Good dribble. Gets it taken off of him. Harry Amas, another foul. Great press and tackle from Santos there. Really good timing on the way that he pushes forward and his physicality there. Tyler Fletcher looks like exactly like McTominay. I mean, it's spitting image, honestly. Nice. Got on the ball. Let's see what we can do. We've gone backwards. Okay. Good pass, Fletcher out to Heaven. All right, Heaven. Fletcher is the one dropping today. I think that's the fluidity that we're looking at here. Nice Dallo inversion. Mbumo. Back to Ahmad. Nice. That's a decent little run of play there. Decent little move. Ins and outs. Good press. Keep going. Back to the keeper, huh? Corner. Good start. Good possession work. The possession work, very nice. There were some interesting things there. Midfield 2. Not always Santos dropping. It was Fletcher that time. And then Dallo inverted with Ahmad going wide, which I think is something we will see. On the right side, more inverting from the fullback, where on the left side, more overlapping. Imbalanced. And then we get it through the lines into Mbumo. Ends up in a corner. Not bad. That was a good... Yeah, there was a lot of good movements and patterns in there. A lot of good action. Ahmad corners instead of Mbumo. Oh, Heaven almost gets to it, but he misses it. Xerxes keeps it in. Okay. Heaven still in the attack. Oh, nice. Xerxes out wide. Get it in the box, lads. So Santos ends up dropping. No, Dallo. There it is. Dallo's got to warm himself up with a 40-yarder to start. You know that. At least it wasn't over the... It had decent dip this time. Just it did not go over the bar. So, for Dallo, that was a good shot. That was a very good shot. He's got to get that in every game. You know that. Because he'll score once every 30 games and then he'll do it again. I thought he was going to send it into the crowd, which is very far away and very difficult to do, mind you. But he hit the target this time. So, yeah. Very impressive work there from Aiden Heaven. He's so good on the ball. He's so composed. Very, very clever with the way he pauses, the way he moves for his size. Really nice. Good work from Heaven. They've gone long. We've let them. Not the greatest. Mm-hmm. You notice the crowd? Decent amount of white. Yeah, there's a lot of Leeds fan there. That's what PJ said as well. It was a weird one. Cup game for Leeds? Yeah, no doubt about that. This is serious, serious business for Leeds. Serious, serious business. Okay, good ball over the top to Dorgu. Xerxes gets robbed, unfortunately. But good press from Santos right into Fletcher. Okay, ooh, nice Ahmad. Yes, get it out wide. Very good stuff. Amos out wide. Get it in the box. Smashes the first man. That's fine. Santos is still there. So intelligent, Santos, man. Perfect pass into Fletcher. Out to Ahmad out wide again. Okay, this is good fluidity in this attack here. Another corner. Nice. Good work. One of the things that's just so encouraging about Santos is despite him not being the fastest, he's everywhere you want him to be, man. It's crazy. Like, he's such an anchor in the team. Just always where the loose ball is, always in the right spot, always stepping up to win it at the right time. So good. So good. Ahmad is definitely cooking as well. But yeah, so good. Big corner. Let's get Mbumo back on these in-swingers, man. My opinion. Ahmad's delivery wasn't bad on either, technically. I just think Mbumo's really, really good at them. Nice, Santos. Evan, good. Or Yoro, rather, excuse me. Big switch, Heaven. Boom, right into his chest. Beautiful. Ahmad out wide again in a 1v1. Now he swaps and Dallo goes outside. Really, really, really good fluidity in the front, like 4 or 5, honestly. The main thing is that Ahmad stays out wide on the left more often than not. And on the right, it's much more flexible. There's Dallo on the overlap. Nice. Good ball. Cross. Xerxes. Oh, beautiful play. Beautiful. Beautiful work. Really, really, really nice stuff on the ball out there. This is super good. Super good. Santos identical to Tielemans. Very similar, yeah. Really nice stuff. Good one-touch shot from Xerxes on target, too. That's quite nice. A cut back across. Good from Dallo. Very, very lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah. Just need a little lift on it, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Good shot, good attempt. Not bad, not bad. Very encouraging so far. Yeah, I think it's a good shot for first time, making sure that you're getting it, not missing and You could maybe take an extra touch there, but with the pace it was flying in from Dallo, I think Xerxes just done very well to redirect it the right direction. Because you try to take a touch there, it's heavy because it's pacey and close, tight spaces. You end up not getting a shot at all. Getting it on target is great. Sometimes you get a rebound, and can lead to a goal. Nice. Good little play out the back through the press there. Watch how this works here. Dallo in the back three now. Oof. Yoro almost splits it into Mbumo as a runner, but now the press works. Mbumo there. Bad pass to Dorgu, unfortunately. Wrong run or wrong pass there. Unfortunately. That's okay. They got to hook it up. I think Mbumo should have just run further. Santos' Carrot 2.0. I'm ready to put my chips down on Santos, man. Santos is, for me, so good so far in all his attributes. That's changed my perspective on the midfield. And I don't want to get into arguing here, guys, but I'm just saying he's the starting six. He's the starting six. Starting midfielder. A backup with similar traits wouldn't be a bad thing at this point, but Santos is going to play a lot. And he's going to be, I think he's very fit in terms of injury history as well. So he's got that Brazilian, Fred was similar, Casemiro was similar, all of them were similar in that respect, where they just don't get injured much. Knock on wood, but still, I'm not so worried about his fitness aspects. He's going to play a lot of minutes for us. Hamas back post, good job, good win. Dorgu, tough position to be in. Good release out to Mbumo. There you go. Mbumo on the run. Xerxes in the center. Can he find him? Yes, he does. Xerxes! Let's go. Let's go. 1-0. What a goal. Made in Manchester. What a goal that was. On the counter, on the finish. Beautiful bang, bang play. Well done by Patrick Dorgu, finding Mbumo, flicking it on past the guy, running down the line. Nutmegs the defender into Xerxes, and we are away. What a goal. What a goal. What a goal. So much to like about that. So much to like about that. I gotta say, Xerxes showed me some pace there, man. Xerxes showed a little pace. Anybody think that Xerxes might be hiding a little yard of pace that he can show at times? Because he was flying. He was quick. That was a run from Xerxes. I ain't seen him run like that. I can't see him run like that very often. Xerxes, maybe we just keep this guy around. I've seen enough this preseason where I'm going, he didn't have a preseason last year. Don't forget that. He was injured all preseason. Can we keep him around? Can we keep him around? Can we keep him around? Because I'm sitting here like, why are we going to get a better replacement in? Because he looks good. He looks good. And he's showing me things. I always get this way with Xerxes, though, I always get this way with Xerxes. But here's my question. Who are we going to get that's better right now? Wow, that's a beautiful turn from Santos. Oh, my God. Oh, he's through. Dallo, that's yours. Don't touch it. There you go. Ah, what a tackle. What a tackle. No, my question is, who are we going to get that's better if he leaves? That's my question right now. Who are we going to get that's better if he leaves? Who? You know what I mean? Look, to be fair, he's had a few good moments. All right. In Amarim's first 6 months, he was actually one of the better performers in a few games. And then he got a hamstring injury, which was brutal. That's part of the problem, right? But who are we going to get that's better, That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Mateta, we're not going to get Endrick. I would definitely take Endrick. But who are we getting that's better? Endrick's staying at Madrid now. That's why I'm going. If he leaves, we're not really going to replace him. Mateta. I like Mateta, to be fair. But still, it's just with Rashford, with all that, Xerxes does offer you something different. Does offer you something different that we don't have. If he can show a little bit more. No, I don't think we are forcing him out. I think clearly, oh, this is nice work. This is really good build-up. The way that we're transitioning is really sharp. This is really beautiful work here. Now Mbumo's out wide, and Ahmad is central. Dorgu's out wide. This right side is so fluid. Dorgu, Ahmad. Dalo, Ahmad. Santos back out. Ahmad out. Oh, Ahmad. Oh, he's just launched it, unfortunately. Got under it. Really nice football here. Man, I am enjoying this. I'm enjoying this a lot. This is beautiful football. I'll tell you something, man. I'm just gonna say it. Aesthetically, some people aren't gonna like this comparison, but I haven't brought up Fred much today. Aesthetically, Santos looks a lot like Fred. It's kind of just a certain way that he runs, he stands and hits the ball. But it's like if Fred was pinpoint accurate with his passing. It's interesting to see it. But he moves like him. It's interesting. He does. If aesthetically he does. He looks really similar. He does. This looks like McFred reborn, but with a lot more passing accuracy. Like the technical level is significantly higher, for sure. Miles higher. It's quite beautiful. Yeah, there's so much fluidity in the front line. It's really, really nice. It's his shoulders. Yeah, it's shoulders. Exactly. He's got these like he's a similar height and the shoulders. It's something like that. It's hard to explain it. Turn the fan base on Santos. I love Fred. Our midfield died the minute Fred left, and that's a fact. Our midfield was much better before Fred left. And that's a fact. That's a fact, okay? But yeah, he does have these really nice big broad shoulders that actually make him quite tough, despite not being the tallest. Oh, and Mbumo, what a press. Another great press. Ahmad, find a mover, find a runner. Nice. Oh, almost. Come on, Lenny. Nice. Good press work. Good trap. Good press work. Santos is like Casemiro. I think they couldn't be more different. They're like opposite players. I don't understand the Casemiro comparisons to Santos, to be honest. They're like completely different players to me. I'm not even sure what about them is the same. Traits-wise. Indeed, Britannic, you are right. 30 years from now, I will always talk about Fred. I think Santos might be the jersey for the year. I'm not going to lie. Oh, and Mbumo. Oh, poor pass. No, wait, he's got it. Oh, Mbumo, man. He had Xerxes. He made like the one bad call, shoot or pass to Xerxes there, but he ends up getting it back and almost scores. Such nice 1-2s. Yeah, I think Mbumo's rushing the passes a little bit, looking to play make here. This is really good stuff, though. Really, really nice stuff. You see it now, Mr. Ron, huh? You see it. Mbumo is loving the partnership with Xerxes, indeed. I tell you who Mbumo's going to love, and I'm going to say this quietly. I'll tell you who's Mbumo's going to love. It's Rashford. He's going to love Rashford. The way that Rashford runs, the channel runs that Rashford does, oh my God, dude. Mbumo's going to look for him all day in there. Cross, that's Trafford's ball. Yeah, our attack is cooking. It's so fluid. It's very, very nice. I mean, look, we've leveled up the quality, something fierce. And now, for the first time in ages, we actually have a defensive midfielder that backs the press up and allows us to sustain our attacks. You see the difference, right? An accurate, beautiful, composed midfielder who actually helps us keep the ball when we're attacking and stay high up the pitch. We have so many good forwards. We've had them last year, but man, we can actually keep the ball. If it bounces away, we're backing it up. We're playing high. This is a beautiful team. This is a beautiful team right now. Imagine Tielemans in for Santos here, or for Fletcher. Not that Fletcher's done poorly, but it's just leveled up, you know. The backing up of the press is so big for me. So big. We've only made 2 signings and only one of them's on the pitch. I'm telling you, Santos is going to be like the most transformative signing we have seen at this club since Bruno. Genuinely. Transformative midfielder. Absolutely transformative player. Even there, like, little dummy, little move, little touch, everything perfect from him. It's so tight. He's a flawless player. Poor from Fletcher there, but genuinely, Santos is a flawless player. I don't think I've seen a player look this perfect. I'm not overreacting. I'm telling you, we have missed the this type of player for so long. It's the same way. People have made so many comparisons to when Carrick came in that summer as our only signing, and we ended up winning the league. You forget, just a technically secure, defensive, you know, high dual win rate midfielder is so impactful, and people do not realize how just massive a hole it was in our side. It's got such huge Carrick vibes to it, man. Massive, massive, massive Carrick vibes. You're a fellow Denverite. Well, welcome. Good to see you. David cycling around Denver. Nice, nice. How are you watching the match? Just on MUTV myself. Yeah, I don't know if it's free anywhere else in the States. Well, it's not free on MUTV, but I don't know if it's on... Some people said it's free on other places, but on MUTV in the States. There's enough Denver people that have joined our community. At some point, I'll have to organize a gathering and like a watch party somewhere that we can stream. It'll be fun. Someday. Yeah, Tyler Fletcher looks good. Looks good, and I think the criticism's been always vastly overdone. There's I've got a one guy. I don't know if he's in here much, but I met him in person on one of the tours, and then I went over and actually had dinner with his family as well. That's a local guy as well. That's from the UK. There's a bunch more other people out here who are in Denver as well. There's at least 5 or 8 people I know, regular people that are in Denver. Oh, and Boom almost gets through. You'll fly down to Denver? Nice. Is Santos becoming too important? Yes. Santos has got to be in every Premier League and Champions League game. I'm telling you right now. Transformative player. Almost puts Mbumo through. Trafford's pretty good, you know. He's actually done quite well today. Oof, another mistake by Tyler in there. Just inexperience, those errors. Yep. That's just inexperience. Unfortunate from Tyler Fletcher there. Terrible place to take that dangerous turn. Dangerous turn there. He shouldn't have taken the risk. Dan James, of course. But it's fine, you know? It's fine. Like I say, we've got senior players to play in that position. I'm not worried about it. It's just that happens. That's just the inexperience at play of having a young player in your team. That's why you don't want kids as backup. Yeah, but he won't be. You have Bruno, Tielemans, Manu, all that would be in before Tyler Fletcher. Yeah, unfortunately, fans are going to be really mean to him now, and it's like I already expect that he's going to make that something like that's going to happen, and it's like I just it doesn't bother me, and I don't want to get into it. I'm not going to give a hard time to the kid. He's a kid. It's fine. Inexperienced, time to learn. Good job by Dorgu there. I think that one of the things with the center backs, and like I can see, okay, Yoro, Ama, Heaven, they get beaten there. But the thing you have to bear in mind is that this is natural for center backs. It's why I feel very often center backs get almost too much criticism on some occasions and not enough on others. That is, very, very few center backs are going to be there to recover from a situation like that. That's just a really bad situation that comes up as a result of the play in front of. Oh, that's not a foul, referee. What are you doing, man? Let us play. Let us play. Chill out, ref. But yeah, anyway, it's tough for center backs when a mistake happens on a midfielder right in front of you. Very often you're going to get beat because being a center back is mostly about predicting the game, not necessarily all the last ditch stuff. If you want last ditch saves, yes, there's great guys who can do it, but most of them are not about last ditch tackles, and things like that as defenders. There's more about reading the game well that's in front of them ahead of time and being in the right place at the right time as a defender. That's why the dual stats are always a little overrated. Things like, oh, I've never been dribbled past. Like, who cares, man? About reading the game. More often than not, being dribbled past very little is less about being an amazing oh my God, again, ref. About being a last-ditch defender and more about reading the game well and not committing yourself too much to things. That's how I see it generally. Oh, not bad. Hmm. Good job. Still got it. Well done by Dorgu there. I think Dorgu is once again kind of a game where he's been just very effective so far. Like, not pretty, not flashy, but very effective. It's hard to describe Dorgu all the time. He's just a very effective player in these positions. Gets a lot of fouls, good times in the build up. A lot of good little 1-2s and interplays. Just not pretty. Shallow. Almost. Gotta move that quick. There you go. Move it quick. Nice. Now Dorgu's out wide. First time he's really been out there. Nice. Dorgu again. Effective. Nice. Oh, so close from Amos to Xerxes and back. Now Rashford and Mainu, Lissandro, Sheshko, Mount, Maguire not on the bench at this stage. Up into Maguire, don't know. Our second squad is dominating mid. Well, the nice part is once again what we're seeing over the course of this game is, again, no matter who's on the pitch, the football's the same. That's really, really encouraging. Mumo through. Oh, he scored! Oh, what? Oh my God, was that not in? I thought that. Whoa, what a shot! Huh? Oh, it does go off the bar. It doesn't go in. Oh my God. I thought it hit on the underside enough to go in, but not quite. So close. So close. Wow. Wow. And Bumo's been on fire, man. Ahmad's been great. It's just good stuff, man. Yeah, slight deflection as well. Indeed, indeed. Might have just buried itself otherwise. Hmm. Decent ball, that. Decent cross. That's a foul. Nice, Dorgu. Keep going. Keep going, Dorgu. Ah, unlucky. Good strength, man, Dorgu. What strength he has, man. Fletcher. Oh, okay. Going. Man, Dorgu really has no under 100 to him in how he plays. Ah, that's tough. That's a crazy pass from heaven. Tough for Dorgu, that one. Whew. Yeah, exactly that, Liam. It's like Dorgu is giving you something. It's not like, again, it's you're totally right, and it's not like what you're thinking with a winger, but he's definitely giving you something of value. Good clearance there by Lenny. Nice. Bumo out wide. Dallo. Look at how many players there are over there. Definitely see a lot of Carrick's proximity ideas here. There's Santos again. And James out wide. Pace. This is where the danger is. Wow. Decent cut and shot, to be honest, from him. Yeah, the transition's still a little struggle, for sure. For sure. For sure. But at the same time, we're playing against one of the paciest teams. I know it's Leeds, but they do have some of the paciest transitional threats in there. Yeah, it's been a really, really, really nice watch overall. We've definitely been the better side, considering how many players are still out as well. I mean, we've been excellent, excellent chance creation. Really, only thing we conceded was off just a a very, very inexperienced mistake, which is fine. That's why you don't worry about the results in preseason, because that's going to happen. That was poor by Lamans, but it's all right. Heaven's got it. Yeah, Leeds will be pretty decent. They make themselves tough to play, and yes, they were better before. There's our big lineup there. Shaw, Tielemans, Mazraoui, Bruno, Cunha. A lot of good players there still to come. I really hope we can see Santos with some of the with Tielemans and Bruno. I really just want to see that for a few minutes. Really, really. This is maybe our last chance, because we're going to rotate again at the weekend, and you could bet that Santos doesn't start. So hopefully, second half. All right, second half time. Okay. It is halftime now. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see if we can pull up a little bit by way of statistics. Pretty good so far. I enjoyed that half quite a lot. You want to see Teenan Thompson? The Super Cup is on right now. Did not realize that. What stats do we have? So we've got 8 shots to 4. Yeah, no XGs and whatnot, but nice, very centrally focused shots. While they've got a couple long shots and then the 1 goal. Done well. Done well overall. Santos positionally, passing, still top notch where he plays. Excellent. Dorgu, he's just all over the place, isn't he? All over the place. The positional fluidity of these 3 right here. You can see that Mbeumo and Ahmad drifting off more to the right in their interplays, while Dorgu and I would imagine Xerxes are a little more left-oriented. Yeah. But it's really fluid, that front 4. I mean, it's very, very fluid. Dallo getting up and high and wide. Same goes for Amos. Touches of the center backs, nice and high. Excellent. I mean, I'm just enjoying this. I think we're playing really nicely. Yeah, you can see that it's more. Yeah, we're really pushing up to the right spots. A fan. I'm enjoying it. You can see Dallo's slightly more narrow position, while Amos stays wider on that left side. That's one of the differences. It's one of the things Carrick did a lot of as well at obviously at Middlesbrough. One of his main focal points is one of his fullbacks tends to stay high and wide, and one tends to invert a little bit. But yeah, I think it's a great first half. Excuse me. I think it was a really, really, really nice first half. One of the things I really like about our press, where I think people go, man, get X in, they're not going to press, they're not going to run. Our press isn't crazy. Like, if you look at the way we're pressing, it's not an instant Liverpool, full on 1,000,000% every second press. It drops off into that 4-4-2 pretty quick. Gets into the mid block, picks its moment to press, usually by funneling them to our best pressers. Generally, Ahmad or Mbeumo on that right side. Funnel it over there, trap them, and then one sudden, boom, jump up from there. Where the press is working, in addition, is more in the counter pressing as well, where you back up the attack really well. And it's not about super mega energy from the forwards making the press happen every second, but it's about pinching, squishing the midfield, squishing the center back up, squishing Santos up really high, where Santos is picking up the loose balls, picking up the tackles, picking up the press in the middle of the pitch right behind the forwards all the time. So I think the press has really shown itself to be very effective in the way that we're implementing, in the way that we're deploying it as well. Good half. Yeah, I think this team's really good. I've not seen a more impressive team, and I know it's preseason. I know that. We all know that. Everybody knows that, but still.
I've been a silent watcher for years. Just wanted to show some appreciation for your work and dedication. Thumbs up emoji.
Well, thank you very much, Hassel Herman. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the kind words. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. Always much appreciated. But yeah, I'm happy. I mean, what else can you say? It's preseason, but this is, we can only judge based on what we can see, and what we've seen right now is good ideas. It looks so much more like what I expected Carrick football to look like. The intentions, the implementations, the ideas, all of it. One of the main reason why I was a long time ago wanting Carrick to be a part of the team.
Will you be doing callers after the match?
I don't know. If I have time, I will, but I don't know if I will be able to. I really don't yet. We will do callers soon, though, Parth, I promise. One of these days, tomorrow, Friday, or worst case, it'll be after this weekend or on the weekend. We will do callers very, very soon. Ahead of the season, we'll do callers again for sure. I just need to find the time. It's been crazy. Bumo's first touch look better. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's like it's a 4-4-2 out of possession mid block, and then it moves into a 3-4-3 in an initial build up phase, and then as it squishes high up the pitch, it goes fully into like a 2-2-6 essentially. Very often a 2-3-5, 2-3-6 in the final third, which is modern football in a modern football in a nutshell. Keeping both fullbacks really high and really wide in the attacking phase, and then pinching up really, really high, and having some fluid players move through the different avenues. So yeah, and the press sometimes moves into a 4-2-4, but only when it's backed up really well. Also, and the 4 tends to be one of the fullbacks. Yeah, so it ends up it's good. It's very, very strong modern football with good principles, but it is very much kind of what I'm seeing a lot of what I hoped for. It's a bit of halfway between a City and a Liverpool type of style, which has really been the intention. Possession, yes. Good passing, good interplay, good close quarters, but not nearly as positionally required as you might see at a City or an Arsenal, and also still dynamic enough for transitions. If you look at our goal, obviously scored on transitions, but we didn't play counterattacking football. That's the Liverpool aspect of it, the Klopp aspect of it that I love. That you still have to maintain that dynamic transitional threat without playing counterattacking football, without playing deep block football. And that's something we started last year that we have continued to build on, where we're still going to be super dangerous on the transitions. The biggest point here is that the biggest thing that I see that has improved, because we've been good at that for a time. That's where our goal scoring was actually pretty good last year. What we haven't been good at is when we're not in those transitions scoring, but it's been a lot better today. And that's without Cunha, Šeško, Bruno, a lot of really, really good goal scorers, good forwards as well. So that's what we need to see more of. But our play against the loaded box, against the defense that was settled, was excellent. It wasn't anything like last season. It was much more aggressive, much more fluid, much more committed in terms of going forward. So I'm just real happy with that. Or a good player reminds you of Bale. Yeah, a lot of people say that, and I see it, obviously. Again, less refined ways to go, for sure. But I love the way that we're playing right now. It matched my hopes and expectations for what this club was going to try to be under the new regime. So that's my hopes that actually goes in that direction, that we continue to be that way. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. I just need to grab something I just need to grab something. All right, I'm back. The only thing is you look at that and get sad we aren't buying to reinforce it. I hear that. But I would also say this, because I'm with you. But every time we play football, I go, should we be buying for the sake of buying? I'm not saying there aren't options out there. But unless we can get the person we really want, do we have to buy? You know what I mean? Unless we can get the person we really want. I do think we should be really, really picky. I think at left back, yes, for me, left back, we've got to buy. But I think we should be really picky because we look at this, and I look at the Xerxes discussion too, right? And I'm like, obviously, look, I don't want to be fooled by Xerxes. At the same time, the way that we play obviously also suits him a little bit more. I think we have so many good players in this team to fit the pieces together. But like, I take the midfield, and I'm just saying, obviously, I would 100% love a serious top talent. But do I actually want someone to bench Santos right now? Nope. I genuinely, look, you don't turn down a Rodri or something like that. But I'm just saying, like, do we need to spend Tielemans money to bench Santos? I don't even think so. I'm not going to lie. I don't even think so. I look at it and I imagine if we had paid for, Tonali 100 million to bench Santos, and I'm like, but Santos is better for us, for what we need. We'd paid 85 million for Mateus Fernandez so that we had to bench Santos. Would I like it? Nope. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I was clear on that from the start. I would be very happy with someone like a Lewis Skelly. I'd be very happy with someone like a Kamavinga. I'd be very happy with one of those players so that who is flexible, growable, can play a multitude of positions. But I'm also pretty damn happy with someone like Lewis Page if we get a solid starter on that fullback. Page and Hall to me would actually feel really good. I'd be really happy with that. I would also be very happy with like a Lewis Skelly plus somebody. You know what I mean? But I don't want a Sanderberg. I really don't, man. I don't want a Sanderberg at this stage. I'm sorry for the Sanderberg lovers. I just don't. I'd rather get a young player who has room to grow.
Does the non-announcement of Chu's deal mean anything?
I was asking that earlier. Schrodinger's Tchouameni, but everybody continues to say no. That's all set. You know what I mean? Everybody continues to say that. So I don't know. But I'm still wondering about that. Collier, Armour, and Thompson. Okay, Teen and Thompson will be good. We get one change at center back. Collier into the middle. Is he coming on for Santos already? No. Carrick out. No, I'm just desperate to see. I really, really want to see Santos, Tielemans, and Bruno together for a minute. Just like 10 minutes. When Santos get injured, who do we play? Why think that way, too? I don't know. I mean, when Santos get injured. When Rodri get injured, who did City play? Nobody. When Conte got injured, who did Chelsea play? Nobody. When De Bruyne got injured, they had a shitload of options. I'm just saying, like, I get that, but come on, man. Come on. That's for Saturday? I don't know. Save it for Amram. I guess what I'm saying is that I know Santos needs a break too, but I guess what I'm saying is that we don't get a lot of chances to see. We're not going to get, we only have one more game after this before the season kicks off. You would think we need to get a few minutes in with our first team together, with our first midfield choice together, for just develop a bit more relationships. Who's come off? Is it for Fletcher or is it for Santos? Thompson, I would imagine, comes on for like Dorgu or Armour for Evan or Yoram. Evan. Santos is off. And Dorgu's off. No, Santos! Santos, I wanted to see Santos with Bruno and Tielemans. No. But hey, we get Thompson on for Dorgu. We get to see him play at left wing. That's exciting. That's exciting. I know you won't agree for all his mistakes. Amram was right about Rashford and Mainu. I don't see Mainu as a starter. I think that Amram did the right thing with Rashford, and I think that he's benefited from that. It's like sometimes you need that tough love, and you need to hit that point of being kicked out, frankly. And it changed things for him. Mainu, I don't know. I think it wasn't about Mainu starting. I think there was 10, 12 circumstances where Ruben Amorim could have played Kavi Mainu and it would have made the most sense. And he just didn't, and that was rough. I think that was an unnecessary problem that he created there. That there was definitely some personal... And look, Amorim had his own views, and he obviously had actually, I think, very, very intelligent views when it comes to, just culture, personality, stuff like that. He did well with that, but yeah, what have you. I'm not sure Ruben was trying to help Rashford. It doesn't matter, though. It's better than coddling a player. He needed to do it for the team, and I think it was fine for him as well at the end of the day. I'm not saying he did it for Rashford. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, it was necessary. It was necessary, and it was the right choice, and in the end, it helped everybody. It was a win for all parties. It was a tough call, but sometimes that's... excuse me. Sometimes that's ready. There'll be added spice that... You think so? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that people are going to see the team be very friendly with Amorim because he was really well liked in the dressing room still by the time he left. Remember that. Amorim was the first manager we've had, in my opinion, that the team didn't quit on. The first time. And I'm just saying, just factually. First time I did not think the team down tools on the coach by the end and were trying to get him out the door. Not at all. They were playing their hearts out for him still. I think they really liked him. That's not to say it was wrong or that he should be sacked or that he was a success. It's none of that. But I don't think they're going to go in like, screw you, Amorim. Not at all, man. Most of them really, really liked him. Most of them were really, really on board with him. They tried. They tried, man. That has to be said for this team. And it's one of the encouraging factors. They tried. I'm not going to air it on here, but we've all heard Rashford issue from... There were false rumors. Look, I want to say this about the Rashford thing because I don't want to get into it too much for obvious reasons, right? Some of the things that were said were totally false. I know the real reasons. I know them 100% for sure. I've had them confirmed by pretty much everybody. Of nearly firsthand information on this. I discussed it with some other people who are extremely well informed. I know what the reason was. It wasn't some of the stuff that was said out there. We will be live afterwards as we get closer to the end. I will set up the post-match and redirect you guys over there. I haven't set it up yet. I need to. But yes, we will be live afterwards to talk news, post-match, discussion, all that kind of stuff. Was it girl-related? Nah. Not at all, actually. Wasn't laughing gas and it wasn't girls, I'll tell you that much. Shit happened, that's all. It was just needed to happen. Yeah, I mean, nice has got it right. It's that simple. It's that simple. Nice has it exactly right. It is that simple. It's there. Look, yeah, no doubt there were things that happened in Rashford's life that may have led to it, in terms of like stressors, yeah, some family issues, some deaths of people, stuff like that. But I'm just saying that like those ultimately weren't what the reasoning. What happened to Santos? Nothing. He's just been subbed off for rest because he's played a lot, same as Evan. You always do? Nah, you don't. But I appreciate that you're always willing to discuss it. Yeah, something maybe. Yeah, exactly. But it's not those things, you know. It's the other stuff. There's a problem is that it's sort of a shame because I don't want to air things out, but a lot of the rumors make it way worse than it was as well at the same time. It's just, like I said, he just needed to get out of the culture, get out of the patterns that he fell into. He did. He got helped with certain things too in leaving. And I think he's a better man for it at the end of it. And I have a lot of empathy. And it's a tough situation where there's only so much someone can do for someone else in those circumstances. They got to kind of do it themselves. And that's where I say it was the right thing to kind of say, you got to go at the end of the day for everybody. Oh, nice, Lamans. Good job jumping in there. And it's the thing that to me is like, everybody has issues, you know? And it's like, I don't like the way that so many things are considered it be all end all of someone's character. You know, that are considered the be all end all of someone's character just because they did something. You know what I mean? Or because something happened. Like, yeah, sometimes you get kicked out, something happens, you messed up. Rehabilitation is a thing, you know. Solving some of the problems that have caused those things is a thing, and I credit him for that because he did make serious life changes that improved his situation. And oh, nice ball, Ahmad into Xerxes, back through. Oh, almost gets Mbumo again. Man, that has been cooking. The Ahmad Mbumo Xerxes line is crazy. I think it's pretty simple. Just judge Rashford off of the way he plays football this season and nothing else. That's what I'm doing. And for what it's worth, sort of a side note on this, the club, a lot of this prior to Ineos, to be fair, I know it always seems like I'm defending them, but the fact is that the club was 1,000,000% negligent in the way that it dealt with certain things that started even during COVID, that started during that post-Euros summer when Sancho joined. There is so much crap, you know, and I know that people don't always accept these types of things as reasons, but the club were so negligent in their duty of care to these super expensive footballers that they were handing out a ton of money to allow things to get to this situation. In some cases, not just negligent, but actively working against the best interests of the player from leakers and things like that within the club. You know, there were instances where people felt like someone was specifically targeting them with leaking information that could only have come from very private conversations in very, very small groups and closed doors. You know, and that wasn't just Rashford. There was others on that as well. And that has completely stopped in recent times. Big thing for me. Bruno, Shaw warming up, Tielemans warming up. Hell yeah. Okay. Very nice. And that's something that changed. But that was it. That was there. Oy. Great save, Lamans. Leeds are all over us since we've got rid of... I'm telling you, man, you don't see how much Santos does until now. Already Leeds are attacking. The minute that Santos and Dorgu are off the pitch. Great save by Lamans, though. No, it's not just Garnacho. I mean, Garnacho was definitely a part of it, but I'm saying from a more like actual club staff perspective, you know, we kind of needed to clean house. Oy, poor from Xerxes. When we made that, when we made the redundancies, we cleaned house, and it had a side effect of cleaning out people who needed cleaning out. I'm telling you that much. I know firsthand, specifically certain departures that the club benefited from that maybe they didn't even know. I'll tell you that. Almost like we need a Santos backup. You're right. Only thing I would counter that with is that we don't have any of our other... We don't have Bruno, Tielemans, and Manu on the pitch. We still do have 3 more first teamers that aren't on the pitch right now. And I want to see how they perform. Getting through Almas a few times. The support of Dorgu shouldn't be underrated. It's why Carrick likes to play him up there. I don't think he necessarily trusts him as a straight fullback, but he really rates his assistance defending on that left side. But the midfield structures you'll see are quite a bit different when Santos isn't there. All right, once again behind Almas. Nanto, is that Nanto? Nice from Lenny there. Nanto is absolutely killing Almas on that side right now. Killing him over there. I mean, we've seen enough. This has been, I think, 4 times already in 8 minutes. They're just getting right in behind Almas. And I think maybe we can see why. I think you can see why that's happening. Nice. Good job, Lamans. Good positioning. The defensive capabilities of wingers are super important to carry. Yeah, and that's why I think Rashford will find himself very often in the front too. Am I a Man United fan? Indeed. I think Rashford will find himself in the front too. Nanto is a baller. Nanto's good, man. Nanto is really good. But this is what happens when you know you come up against him. A really good winger in there with Nanto. He's really tricky. He's really hard to deal with, and Almost have been struggling here. That's good from Dallo and Yoro there. Oh, that's pretty. Really nice build up there out of the press. Good job, Mbumo. Good foul. John, I like your comment there. And that's the thing, right, John? It's like, it's fine if people have their views on Rashford and all that. 100%. It's fine, dude. I'm not expecting people to have Xerxes, that is absolutely disgusting. Oh, he almost got it through. Jesus Christ, dude. Josh Xerxes, man. Some of the things he does, he might be the most talented footballer on this team. The guy is a pure futsal fucking skills competition type player sometimes, and when he pulls it off at full speed, you just look at it and you go, how is a guy 6'6", 6'4", that size doing this, man? How is it possible? Yeah, every time that happens, I go, how can we get rid of someone who's capable of these kinds of things? We gotta just do everything we possibly can to make it work, because what the hell, man? Zerg camp. Xerxes, Joshua Ibrahimovic. I don't know, man. It's just does some wacky stuff with his technical abilities on the ball with his height. I forgot Thompson is on. We haven't seen him yet. If Dorgu had Xerxes technical, isn't it always like that, man? Like the guys who have the technical ability, somehow there's a little bit of physical lacking. When they put it all together, you get Ronaldo, you know? You get Ronaldo. You get Rooney, you know, you get that kind of player, just a bulldog who has crazy techers at the same time. Wild. Very, very rare footballers who put both of them together. So rare. R9 in his prime type of stuff, you know what I mean? When they're doing all of these things. Come on, Dallo. I went down too quick there, Dallo. Ooh, the structures fall apart quite a little bit here when we start to change just so many midfielders. Am I going all in on Xerxes now? No. I haven't picked my... one video I've got to make is my... Oh, that was offsides, you know. One video I have to make this season that I did last year, which was my, like, make or break guys. My make or break guys. That would have been offsides in a real game, by the way. Definitely he was offsides. I don't remember what I called it last year, but obviously it was Luke Shaw who I stated was like, who's the guy? Who was the guy that is like the under the... Nice, Lamans. Good catch. What's the word for it? I don't know. Anyway, I called someone like the comeback player, whatever you might want to say, who's my underrated guy who's going to pull it off this season. Last year I called it as Luke Shaw. I was spot on with that. It was a hell of a call, if I don't say so myself. This season, it's probably going to be Rashford because I just have a feeling he's going to be really, really good for us. But there's not a ton of candidates because we had a pretty good year overall. Wow, Xerxes, man. What the hell, man? Ahmad? Slept on. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a... I named 5 players who I thought needed a prove-it season. There was Shaw, Ugarte, Mount, some others. Most of them failed in that respect, but Shaw was who I picked to be the guy. And it was right. I'll see. Comeback player of the year. Good cross from Dallo. I think it's going to be... I think it'll be Rashford, to be fair, but I haven't decided yet. Let me see him on Saturday. But the only real options like Rashford, Xerxes, technically one could say Lenny, you know, because he didn't play much last year. It was a bit of a tough year for him. Those would fall into that category. Even Dallo, to be fair, but I think Dallo is better than he got credit for especially for the last part of the season. So, yeah, some of those guys, I have to take a look at it. This ref is really soft on us here. Okay, here comes some big changes. Cunha, Mazraoui, Bruno, Tielemans, Shaw. Here we go. The cavalry. Let's see how this works. And who am I missing back there? Jack Fletcher? Cunha, my favorite player. Fletcher for Fletcher, I would imagine. I like the crowd's energy, indeed. All right, so now we've got Bruno, Cunha, Thompson, Jack Fletcher. Who's in the midfield? Tielemans, Collier, Lenny, Armour, Shaw, and Mazraoui on. Okay, so Bruno's sitting in the hole. Tielemans and Collier together. Ah, that first touch from Tielemans is so good, man. Jack Fletcher off a right wing. Okay, Jack Fletcher's our right wing. Bruno's the 10. Cunha's the striker. Thompson is the left winger. Okay. Thompson's the left wing. Yeah. Cunha at striker. Cunha at striker. Nice. Nice. Okay. Good to see that. I've been hoping to see a little bit of that for me. If we can go get something out of this now. Nice, Tielemans. Every touch from Tielemans feels really quality, man. Why does Collier play? Aren't we trying to sell him? I mean, that might be part of the reason. You got to show a player's fit, show a player can play. Remember, he got an injury as well. You want to show some of these young guys are fit, that they can play. Nice. Oh, look at the little rotation there. Nice. Cunha. Oh, Cunha. You little dancer. We lack a little direct line pace up front, you know? One thing I will say, when you take off Mbumo and Dorgu, we definitely lack a little bit of vertical threat. Obviously, I think you're going to try to keep at least one of them on the pitch at all times so you have that vertical outlet. Because Cunha's going to drop a lot, naturally. And then you don't have quite the channel running you might have had beforehand for Bruno. In this circumstance, obviously this is not going to be the lineup we're playing in the regular season, but just specifically out of this, what we're seeing right now. Nice Collier. Shaw settle. Yes, Kokonki hasn't been involved in preseason. That's a good call. I completely forgot about that. He's not on the list of players who got a professional contract today. Why is Fletcher used out on the right? Is he left-footed? Is he left-footed? Thompson. Nice, Thompson. Good idea. We need a striker in the box there. Good idea from Thompson. Good idea. He's left-footed, then that's why he's on the right. Yeah, I like that ball from Thompson. We just need to flood the box a bit more. I think if you have a Dorgu or a Mbumo on there, they're probably crashing the box a little bit more, you know? And Calvert-Lewin is such an annoyance to deal with on long balls. He did this to us at last season. Tielemans, left-footed. Oh, man, what foot is he? That ball over the top. Cunha. Ah, oh, unlucky. That ball over the top from Tielemans, left-footed, is just beautiful. It was Tielemans, right? I'm mixing up Tielemans and Cunha a little bit here, but that, I think it was Tielemans. That ball over the top into Mazraoui was unbelievable, man. Yuri left foot, no problem. I'm serious, yeah, man. When a guy can do stuff like that with both feet, it's so hard to beat them. They're so unpredictable. Nice. Out wide, Tielemans. Beautiful. Definitely lack the forward pace here once when we changed. Oof. The vertical incisiveness of the team, it drops off a cliff without Dorgu and Mbumo. Rashford helps with that too, to be fair, when he comes back. Sheshko as well. But we definitely lack that a little bit here. And you can see how it's a little bit tougher for us to squish through when we lose that. Nice. Nice. That was great work. Lenny into Bruno and back. Thompson again. Cut back. Too many guys who want to stay outside the box for me in the current lineup. Thompson is very much a winger, huh? He really wants to stay out wide as well. Just interesting. It's just interesting, notable balance here that none of these players want to be inside the box and attack. They all want to drop a little more ball to feet. That'll be a balance, something we've got to pay attention to during the season. Yeah, Yoro's passing through the line's been great. Nice, Cunha. Bruno. Missed Maz out wide. Here comes the attack. Good block back by Tielemans in transition there. Tielemans getting back defensively. Good to see that in transition. Reading the game and getting there ahead of it. You wouldn't have necessarily expected that from him. Nice. Lenny again cutting it out. Good work. Good touch from Thompson there. He takes it out, but good job getting it away from danger. Az is trying to get in the box. Yeah, exactly. We're definitely lacking in that area. Like my ex-wife. Nicely done, Marcus. Oh, almost Thompson into Shaw there. I like the overlap. We need more of that from Shaw, of course. You're guessing Mbumo starts first. Hull 100%. I think he'll start up front. Laman's ball. Nice. Good work. Oh, excuse me. I forgot Laman's is off. Yeah. I forgot that we switched goalkeepers too. I don't even remember when we did that. I keep thinking Laman's. Big switch. Fletcher out to Thompson. Nice. Good take. Good touch. Shaw on the overlap again. Come on. Together. Cross. Good job. Corner. Thompson's quite direct. Yeah, I like it. This is a player who can play some cups for me. Quite direct. Very, very brave. He's got a good touch on him. He's got some quality. Yeah, I like it. Good work. Tielemans out for a corner. Let's go. Promising signs. Any progress on the sports package to Old Trafford? I'll ask them about how many people filled out the the form and see. I think there's enough interest that there's something we can put together here. But I'll follow up on it really soon, and hopefully we'll have something maybe for second half of the season that could be organized. It'd be awesome if we had a group trip out there. It'd be really, really, really sweet. I really look forward to that. Big cross. Another what? Ref. Who are you saying it came off of? That came off of the Leeds players. What? That's clearly off a Leeds player. Comes off Joe Rodon's head. Bruno leaves it. What's the ref on, man? This ref is a Leeds fan. Even in preseason's trying to screw us. Good press. I forgot VAR can overturn corners. That'll be nice. Cunha? Need more runners in the box there. Refs are getting warmed up to screw us. Indeed. Indeed they are. What the hell, man? What's up with that? Man, I can't wait to put together some of these players because the first 11 had some really good stuff. And then there's some beautiful traits out of the second 11. And when we put some of these things together, man, Bruno and Cunha with runners, you know, oh man, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty. Santos with Tielemans. Oh my God, man, I cannot wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. Oh, that's so nice from Bruno and Tielemans. Mazraoui, overlap, Fletcher, cross. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Good work, though. Good work. Good stuff. Really nice interplay there. How deep Bruno is dropping still. Him and Tielemans swapping a lot there. It's nice. Gonna see a lot of that this year, too. Bruno? Bruno's not sharp. Bruno is not sharp right now. That's okay. Not sharp at the moment from Bruno. It's okay. He's missed a few little passes like that, but that's just minutes in the tank. I mean, Bruno's going to be dreaming when he has Santos pinging the ball forward to him and Tielemans to play off of. He's going to have to do so much less work. And the first touches from Tielemans are so good. I'm going to get my post-match stream set up here. Wow, that's a good ball over to Calvert-Lewin. Armor up against him. Shaw back. Good work. Good coverage. Well done. Oof. Big shot. Let's see who gets back. Bruno back. Tielemans back. Lenny, great step. Unlucky from Lenny there. Just a few unlucky bounces over and over for Lenny there. Lenny's working his ass off, I'll tell you that, man. He's a tough guy, and I really see a lot from him. If he, need to see more. But I really, really like Lenny. I think he's got a really bright future. Yeah, Bruno's been rough. Bruno's had a rough game for me. Like, just his sharpness and passing has been way off. But, that's what it is. Fine. He's not played a lot of minutes at this stage, so. Xerxes, Dorgu, and Mbumo, Santos, obviously way further into their preseason setup at this point, so it makes sense to me. Shaw. Bruno, that'll be offsides, huh? Almost. Oh! Offsides, though. Great idea. Great idea. Great shot, great finish, great pass, just slightly offsides. Almost. I like the quick transition and verticality. Great finish from Bruno. Great pass. Super close. Damn. Yeah, good goal. It's something I like to see, just work on the timing and you got it. I like to see another angle, to be honest. Oh, it's tight. It's tight, too. It's tight. They let some offsides go the other way that were just that tight earlier for a preseason game. Just let us play, man. Let it go, bro. I stop saying offsides? No, I will definitely say offsides. Over and over and over again. Well done again by Tielemans. As. Oh. Corner. Still in. Thompson still on it? Or is that Lenny all the way up there now? Yep. Still on it? Oh, Bruno! Oh, he wanted it so bad. Almost, man. Almost. Oh, he lined that up too, man. Tried to hit it into the corner. Just a little under it. Yeah, we're playing good football. You can see when it's a personnel issue versus a player issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, or a technical issue, because you can see that with just right now with the team we've ended up with, it's quite unbalanced from a personnel perspective, but you can still see the bones of what we're trying to accomplish. Still quick, fluid, vertical. Thompson. Oh, so close, man. We're getting real unlucky here. Thompson's quick, yeah. He is. He's quite fast. Tielemans back in transition. He gets beat there. That'll be the risk. Lenny, good stop, Lenny. Good stop, Lenny. Good stop by Lenny. Good pass off, steps over, blocks it. Excellent stuff. Tielemans looks leggy. I mean, he's not the fastest player, and this is what his first. He's 30 minutes into his preseason. I'm not surprised by that, to be fair. But yeah, he did look a little leggy there. But that is also the risk. He's not going to be the fastest player, for sure. We're going to want to minimize transitions for sure against us. But he's not supposed to be the 6. Nice armor. Good work. Yoro's been good tonight. Yoro's been excellent all preseason, hasn't he? You know, right back, center back, very good defender. Very good defender overall. Definitely works his head off. Well done. Big switch. Shaw to Fletcher out wide. There's space. Oh, he didn't get it to him. Wait, still open. Tielemans, one touch. Cunha. Go, Cunha. Take him. Take him. It's okay. We're still up. We're still up. Mazraoui. Tielemans. Bruno. Bruno off the bar. Bruno wants it so bad. He's trying to give everyone a goal. Trying to give everyone a goal. I feel it. I feel it, Bruno. I feel you. That was a good shot too, man. So close. So close. I wonder sometimes the time resets, and yeah, I'm actually 20 seconds ahead of where my clock says now. I apologize for that, guys. Sometimes it jumps forward and then I gain 20 seconds. So I've had to reset my clock because occasionally MUTV just refreshes and then I gain 10 seconds. That happened a couple times. I haven't noticed it. But yeah, I've just had to change my clock a little bit. Just by the by. Press. Good press. Nice press. Do we get a penalty shootout? Fucking schedule that now too. It is a okay, all right. Uh-oh. I need to figure out how to schedule this. Fletcher! Oh, decent idea. Keep it going. Unlucky. Thompson's been pretty decent, yeah. Referee. Nice, Cunha. Good work coming back. What's going on? How long is this pen shootout gonna take, you guys think? 2:16. I'll say 2:35. Something's going wrong with my YouTube. I can't upload a picture for the streaker. I wish they showed us. It's always a laugh. I'm so sensitive about the speakers. Is that it? Penalties? Is there pens? Oh, okay, yeah. I was confused. Was it PJ? I hope not. Did PJ? Did PJ get out there? PJ covered by his bookshelf cover sheet. He had the sign that said like the video. It was too hot. PJ running through with a sign. Sign Lewis Hall. Sign Lewis Hall. All right. Trafford man of the match. Well, that's probably fair. I don't like it, but it's probably fair. Alaba to Newcastle, says Craig Hope. I don't know. It just says they're interested at this point, you know? That's all. My sheet has penalties. I'm just going to send us to 0-0, and I'll just do it like this, even though you won't be able to see the... Okay. Who goes first? It's taking a while, huh? I need to pee real bad. All right, no spoilers, guys. I'm not kicked off yet on the pens. I'll update the score as I see it, okay? Oops, wrong one. Calvert-Lewin scores the first one. Calvert-Lewin scores the first one. Shaw up next. Wow, what a pen from Shaw. 1-1. 1-1. What a pen from Shaw. That is crazy. Jesus, dude. Absolutely smashed it in the top corner. Crazy penalty, that. Well done. Harry Wilson up next. Five for the... Oh, good save. Saved by me. Saved by me. All right. Who's up next? Cunha? Cunha. Here we go. Cunha. Smashed it. Straight up. No funny business about it. Cunha. 2-1 United. We've got the lead now. Advantage United. Saved by me. Me. Not you. Not Hermione. Wait, no. Oof. All right, 2-2. He almost gets it, though. Some announcement about the game will have to be stopped if something happens. What was happening there? What happened? Somebody running on the pitch again. Jacques Fleschard. And smashed it. Well done. 3-2 United. 3-2. Excellently done. All right, Nanto for Leeds. The stutter step should be banned. Yeah, it should be. Just go up, walk up, smash it, or jump and kick it. Me, giving it to him. Get on the line now, bud. There you go. Come on. Oof, that's quite a goal. 3-3. That's quite a kick. We've got a young Amarim in the crowd. Can't look at the pens. Bruno stepping up. Put us 1 away from winning the cup. Fuck you, fuck me. All right, Bruno. Come on, chap. Oh, he missed it. Oh, Bruno is well off his game, isn't he, today? Not the sharpest player in the team right now. He's going to get a lot of shit for that from his teammates. Oops. Just wanted the pens to go longer. It's all good. It's all good. He just wanted them to go longer. Now he has to do the walk of shame back. He has to do the walk of shame back. He's finished. Sell him. Sell him. Costing us trophies again. Bruno in a final. Haven't you heard? Wow, that's a good pen by Calvert-Lewin. Pen by Calvert-Lewin. Tough. Okay, Tielemans. You guys remember how it was Cunha and Mbumo that missed the penalties against Grimsby? Oh, man. You don't want the new guys missing penalties. All right, Yuri, come on. Good shot, Yuri. 4-4. All right, Yuri keeps us alive. Yuri keeps us alive. Yuri keeps us alive. Can we get a save? Can we get a save? Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Trying to forget Grimsby? Never. Never forget. Can we get a save here? I gotta pee so bad. I'm gonna have to reschedule the follow-up live again in a minute. You guys remember that penalty shootout after the last two World Cups ago under Jose? Boy, he's hit the bar. He's missed. He's missed. He's missed. We have a chance. It was under Jose. It was in San Francisco, I want to say, something like that. And the pens just went ages and ages. And then Jose was joking about coming on and taking one himself because it just kept going and going and going. Man, that was a rough summer. I always remember that preseason game because that was the one I was like, oh shit, we might be in trouble. It's just in. Leeds miss. Leeds miss. I like it, Lexi. I like it. All right, Mazraoui to win it for us. Mazraoui to take it home, to give us the trophy. Mazraoui. Mazraoui. Yes! Let's go! United win. Trophy number 2. Cup 1. That's 2 already. He's equaled Ten Hag's record. 2 trophies. 2 trophies. 2 trophies, and he spent 35 million. 2 trophies. 2 trophies in the bag. 2 trophies. The Boyle Sports Cup champs. You'll never sing it. 2 trophies. Tweet that. That's a good one, actually. Book the bus. Book the bus. All right, my friends, I'm going to end it here. It's going to redirect you to the post-match. I've got to pee and do a couple of things before that starts, so I have to end this now, all right? Thank you all for hanging out with me for the post-match, for the game itself. I will be back in, like 5 minutes for the post-match chat, transfer talk, things like that again for afterwards, okay? I appreciate you all very much for hanging out with me. We'll talk about it more in just a moment. I will catch you all over there. You'll be redirected. I'll post